This looks and smells so good.
Bread, love, it's the Brooklyn way, no change. VSG journey, let me share my truth. With wisdom and grace, I'm bringing the proof. Beauty, health, got that R in view. Unbox review, showing what's new. Shopping halls, travel.
Well, hey all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome again if you are not new, and if you're new and first time watching me, welcome. I am your girl Brooklyn Stace, and today I'm going to be cooking in my Instant Pot. You know, if you didn't see my first video, look at the video before this one. I'll try to link it at the end. That was my first time using the Instant Pot. Now I want to cook everything in the Instant Pot. So today I'm going to be making some Jamaican curry chicken. Now I'm not Jamaican. This is not original. This is, as Jamaicans call Americans, the Yankee. This is the Yankee way of making Jamaican chicken. All right, listen, that's my accent. That's what you're getting. But so when you see me make this, just know that I am not trying to do this the authentic way. I am doing this the Brooklyn Stace way, from what I know, from what I've seen. And so I've had these out for a while. Got a phone call, so I was like, oh my gosh, let me hurry up and get this done, because guess what? I chopped the potatoes, or as Jamaicans say, the Irish potato, but this is like a regular Idaho potato. I chopped it, but as you can see, it started to turn. So I washed my carrots, and before I chopped it, but I'm not chopping up my carrots. I do have some tomatoes, some little cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, that on their last leg, so I figured I'd throw those in there. Some green onions, some good old red onions, some yellow pepper, some red pepper, some ginger, and of course I'm going to mince some fresh garlic. And here is my there's chicken breasts and chicken wings that I portioned off. I told you before I like to curry, well, not curry, I was reading the word curry, season my meats and separate it, just like my grandma used to do, except for she used to use the twist tie bags, because you know, back in the day, these Ziploc bags were super expensive. And you know, in Pathmark, if you're a New Yorker and you know about Pathmark, drop it down in the comments. Let me know if you know about Pathmark and A&P and ShopRite, and if you were, you know, feeling rich, you would go to D'Agostino's, darling. But anyway, Associated Key Food, which one did you shop in if you're in New York, or if you were in an area where you had those stores? So that's the chicken, and then I'm going to be using some Blue Mountain Country curry. I love this curry powder. And then I don't have authentic here. Again, I'm not cooking it authentic way. This is the Yankee way. I'm going to be using some ground thyme, which is not the same as fresh thyme, but look, this is what we have, okay? This is what I have on hand. And I'm not going to be using fresh turmeric. I'm going to be using ground turmeric. So let's get to cooking. So I'm going to start with getting my Instant Pot ready. Let me move this out of the way over here on the side. And let's put our big old Instant Pot. You're getting a close-up view. So in this Instant Pot, I already have some olive oil, just a little bit of olive oil in it. Not too much. I'd say about 1 or 2 tablespoons. I just want to saute the vegetables and the curry and get that and burn that curry off. Let me get you back a little bit. My gracious. There we are. That was kind of too close, wasn't it? So it's off right now. I'm just going to turn it on to saute. And it's on high, so it will be heating up. So I should have had that done while I was talking to you. But in the interim, if you're not subscribed, just go ahead and subscribe, like, share, and make sure you, you know, if you're going to try this recipe, let me know what it is that you do when you're making your curry. Do you do it the same way if you're not doing it the authentic way? You know, so this is heating up, so I'll be back once it does heat up. All right, so the oil has heated up pretty good, so I'm going to take about a 1/2 teaspoon of curry and just put it in there. Maybe I'll do a whole teaspoon. Even though the chicken is curried, I still want to get a good curry flavor. So I want to burn this curry. And I'm also just going to take about, I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of the turmeric. And I'm going to just go ahead and saute that around. This Instant Pot is already on saute, and I may have to put the vent on, so hopefully this won't distract you too much. Let me put it on low, and I'm actually going to turn down my saute because it's up pretty high. So yeah, I'm just going to turn that off a little bit because it is up on high pretty good, and just want to, like I said, burn that curry without actually burning it, just to get that strong flavor off of it. So next, I'm going to actually take some of the onion, the green onion and the red onion, and just pour it over in there. I would also add the peppers, but I'm going to wait to add the peppers. I just want to get the onion and the garlic and the ginger and just get that all sauteed. I'm probably going to leave a few pieces of it because I want to work quickly because of the fact that this is on high. So get that tossed around. Next up, I'm going to just mince my garlic. As you guys know, I have this garlic mincer. I've fallen in love with it too. I tell you, before I wasn't using it, and then when I started using it, I was like, why wasn't I using this more? So let me go ahead and mince my garlic, get that off in there. Actually, I probably put too much of it in there. For my weak hands, need some strength to do that. All right, and I'll just take the excess out and put it in there for extra flavor. Waste not, want not. And I don't need to tell you, it smells good already. And you see I got one piece of red pepper that has escaped in there. So I'm going to turn this saute back on and start it. And so next up, what I'm going to do is now add the chicken, because even though the chicken is pre-seasoned with the curry, we still want to get that burnt off, the curry burnt off in there. Now, I have wingettes, and chicken breast. I'm not going to cut up my chicken breast. I chose not to do this. You don't do that. Cut it up. But for me, I'm just going to put the whole thing in there. This is a pretty big chicken breast, so actually, don't do what I do. Cut this chicken breast up, okay? But I am not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it whole. I might decide to maybe cut it in half. And I'm just going to do this inside the Instant Pot. Again, don't do what I do. Don't do what I do, guys, okay? Already have yours cut up. But this is what I'm going to do. Just, you know, cut it up this way, just to help with the cooking. And as you see, I'm not cutting it into pieces. I'm pretty much just cutting it into sections. But yeah, you guys, again, don't do as I do. Don't do what I just did, okay? All right, and so we're just going to saute that. I'll come back when it's sauteed a little more with the next step. One thing I didn't do was put the ginger in. So I'm going to put the ginger in and let that saute in there as well. Get that flavor down in there. And I'm just going to put the top back on it. I'm not going to lock the top. I'm just going to put the top on there so it can saute. I'm just going to loosely put the top on. And I'll be back. All right, let's see what our chicken is doing. Sorry guys, with the steam, I'm going to try to move it over so you guys can see it. So what I'm going to do is just gently, you know, just turn this over. I don't have the tongs that I want. I didn't feel like digging in my drawer. So I'm just going to turn it over the best way I can with these tongs. These are not the proper ones, and I didn't want to use the one that has the silicone on it. This will work better if I'm using my left hand, but I'm right-handed. But, you know, I try to train myself to use my left hand when I can, because, you know, you never know. And I don't want to be too awkward if I should ever have to use, you know, my left hand. So I'm just going to loosen up the bottom there. Right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do next, just to calm this all down, I am going to put a 1/4 cup of water. just to calm this all down. Put a quarter cup of water in it so I can continue to show you what it is I am doing. So sorry for the steam, guys. I really should have had a different angle camera, but hey, I'm no professional videographer over here, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and add the peppers, the carrots, and I'll wait to add the tomatoes since they're really soft. Actually, I'm going to just add them. That's fine. And the potatoes. So just add it all. Give it a little stir here to get all of those flavors. And one thing I didn't add was the actual thyme. See, usually I would have fresh thyme. So I'm just going to take about a quarter teaspoon of thyme. And now, give it a good mix, a good stir. I'm going to turn that chicken breast over because that has that seasoning there on the bottom. And it has a little bit of water. I put a quarter cup, but I may put just a little bit more. I don't really want to put a half a cup, so I just want to put just a little bit more on the bottom because we don't want it to be soupy. And so now what I'm going to do is just put the top on it. I'm going to stop the sauteing, and then I'm going to start the pressure cooking. And now I'm going to put this pressure cooker on here and make certain that everything, the vents, and that it gets closed. Right now it's open. Now it's closed. And here are the steams. And when this is up, that means that there is pressure. When we push it down, that means it releases it. So what I'm going to do is push it down and turn it. Once again, this should be up when there is pressure. And right now it's off. So being that it's off, you're not going to see the pressure. But I'm going to turn it on. And just to show you, I do have it on pressure cook. And I did hit the start. It's on high. And I had it on 20 minutes. And then I hit start. And so now it's on. And so I came back just to show you that it has changed from it just being on to the clock cooking down. But, you know, the keep warm stays on. And this is really cool. I'm impressed with this. You know, I've had this for, I don't know, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. And, you know, this is only my second time using it because, again, it was just so intimidating. But, you know, I was so used to using all of my other items and utensils and things and just cooking on the stove or in the stove. And I said, you know what, I'm going to start using my Instant Pot. So first time pressure cooking. And so then I'm going to do slow cooking. I'm going to think of all kinds of healthy meals and things to do. Can't wait to dehydrate something, steam something. Oh my goodness, you guys are going to be sick of me. Wasn't that a saying? You're going to be sick of me. That was going around. Anyway, guys, I'll come back and show you how it's cooking, maybe in about another, I'll say about another 10 minutes or so, because it did say for per pound of chicken, it takes about 8 minutes. And that one chicken breast was 8. Then I had the chicken wings, but then I had the vegetables. So that's why I said, let me just put everything on 20 minutes. And since we don't want to overcook it, I'll just come back and see what it's looking like. But I'll see you in a bit. And 2 and 2. Drop it down in the comments if you know who said that. What show was that from? I'll see you in 2 and 2. Come on, where my old school heads at? Drop that down in the comments. I'll be back. I just also came back to show you, for those of you who've never used a pressure cooker before or don't understand, this is the valve. So this is raised up and this is sinking in, which means that the pressure is building. So I'll show you how I let it out, natural release versus letting it out all at once using this valve. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, y'all. So while I was packing my gym bag for tomorrow, the time passed by so quickly. And see, now it's on low. It's keeping warm. It's low pressure. But I'm going to go to the back of it and show you, for those of you who have not seen it, how to release the pressure. All right, so here we are at the back of the pressure cooker. And as you see, it's still up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, it's still saying it's at LO, it's on 9. So I'm going to release the pressure by doing what's called a quick release. So I'm going to press on this button here. And as you see the steam, and so now it's at the end. Now, if it was to splatter, what I could do also is just release it and do what's called a natural release. And that is just, let it lock again, and it would do it naturally. Now, you saw this little button here, and it's hot. So, because this is steam. So now that tells me that the pressure has released. Once this goes down, and you saw it click down, and even if I was to push on it to push this valve up, there's no more steam coming out, right? So that means that I should be able to open it, and it's safe to open at this point. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so LO16 means that it's been 16 minutes since the cooking cycle ended, and it's just currently been in the warm stage for 16 minutes. So let's go ahead and open it up. All right, so I'm going to open it, and hopefully the steam won't blind you. Actually, it didn't do too bad. Let me put it on a slant just to show you how it turned out. That looks really good, doesn't it? Look at that. Look at that curry chicken. All right, guys, so this is the curry chicken. And see, remember I added the extra liquid. Now, if I was making rice, I would like this, but I'm not eating rice. So for me, unless I'm making rice, I'm going to use more than a quarter cup. When I'm not making rice with it, then I'm just going to use a quarter cup, because this is just too much for me. Or I can make a slurry and make a gravy, but I don't want to put cornstarch. I don't want to do any of that. I'm just going to work with what I have. Now, I could have used a little more curry next time. I mean, it smells great, and I'm going to taste it. I don't like overpowering curry, but as you can see, it's not super yellow, so I could have used more turmeric or even more curry. But just take a look at that. That's a really good looking piece of curry chicken, if I must say so myself. And the potatoes are done. The carrots are tender. I didn't want that to get too soupy. So another thing that I could do is cook it halfway and then put the potatoes in. But I may or may not do that. But for right now, I'm just going to plate some up. So I'll be right back. And I'm going to place my bowl over here. And let's get some chicken, why don't we? Now, guys, I'm not going to eat much. So just for the presentation, I am going to put this much in here, but I'm not going to eat that much. Just for the presentation and for the thumbnail. I'm going to put that much of the chicken breast, and then I'm going to get some of the vegetables. I was going to make that's too many potatoes for me, but for the presentation, I'll leave it. I was going to make some plantains, but because I put the potatoes in, that's too much starch for me. And I may make a salad, but I didn't make one, or have something green, or some broccoli or something, some, as they would have callaloo or something like that. But not all the time do they have vegetables. They have like rice, and they consider the vegetables that are in the stew, if you will, the curry, to be the vegetables, right? So that's what I'm going to leave it as. I'll make it all pretty and nice for the photo's sake. So this is what my curry chicken, it smells so good, guys. Let me move this to the side here. So this is how my curry chicken turned out, guys. Now I'm going to clean it up all nice and pretty, get that from the edge there for the thumbnail's sake. But I'm not going to eat all of this, but I just wanted to show you how it turned out. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? and it smells great. And like I said, if I wanted to make a thick curry, I would put more of a slurry and cornstarch and make it thick, or flour, but I don't want to do that. You know, this is me, my way. This is how I'm eating. If I was making it for someone, I probably would make a slurry, because 9 times out of 10 I would be making, a rice with it. And then I would also make the plantains with it to make it a little bit more authentic, right? But like I said, I'm a Yankee. I'm an American. I'm not a Jamaican, and I don't play one on TV. So I don't play one on YouTube. So guys, that's it. This is my version of the curry chicken that I prepared in my Instant Pot for the first time. And so make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you do to your curry chicken. Have you made it in an Instant Pot or a pressure cooker? Let me know how it is you do it, but this is how mine turned out. So once again, thanks so much for watching. Take care and be well. Bye-bye.
Real talk, real life, no cap, all facts, with knowledge and heart and nothing held back. Yes, Brooklyn Stace, you already know. Hit that like, hit that sub, let's go.